What's going on, guys? Ivan Simental here, your mortgage advisor, and you are listening to the right episode if you've ever wondered how much money is needed for a down payment on a house, or how much money should I put down on a house, right? I receive this question a lot from clients, and they're always wondering, should I put 20% down? Should I put 50% down? 3% down, right? So let me break it down in this episode. How much money should you put down on a house? Here are the must-knows on down payment, and based off of the information that I'm going to provide for you, you can then determine what makes sense for you in your specific situation. The most common one is, do you need 20% down to buy a house? Let's go over it. Let's dive in a little bit and determine, should you put 20% down on a house? So first of all, 20% is a large down payment and can sometimes feel unrealistic and daunting to save 20%, especially if you're in New York, California, Washington, where the homes are a bit more expensive. So if you're trying to save for 20% down payment, that can be a bit scary at times. So when you're thinking about putting 20% down on a house, it is important to weigh the pros and cons, right? Do I have this 20% for the house? And will it affect me in a negative way if I put 20% down on a house? Let me dive in a little bit deeper on that. So if this entire 20% is your life saving and you're not going to have any more money for emergencies or the 6-month cushion that a lot of people will tell you that you should have for an emergency fund, I would strongly urge you not to put 20% down, because then you're going to be really strapped for funds. But if this 20% down is just money that you specifically saved for this home purchase, then this might be a good situation or a good idea for you to put 20% down for this specific reason, because you've been saving for it. You're not going to be strapped on cash. This is not going to affect you in a negative way. In this situation, it would make sense for you to put 20% down on a house. But again, always go back to what is best for you, what is best for your financial situation, and what your family decides or what you decide that makes the most sense for you. If the 20% down option is the best option for you, then by all means, go ahead, put 20% down on the house. You know your situation. You know you're going to be comfortable. There is no risk for you. You're in a good place. You've got this. So let's go over the pros and cons of putting 20% down on a house. We all know putting 20% down on a house obviously gives you a lower mortgage payment, gives you a better interest rate, and it avoids you paying private mortgage insurance. Now, cons, kind of already stated, it could take you a long time to save those 20%. You will be strapped for funds if this is your entire savings that you're using, and it'll take you a longer time to save 20% depending on the area that you're in. It is possible to buy a house with a 0% down payment. These programs are commonly known as down payment assistance or USDA program, or some specific program to your area that is offering a benefit to you for purchasing in certain areas. They give you all of your down payment plus maybe a little bit of closing cost, or all of your down payment, you come in with your closing costs. So yes, there are options for you to purchase with 0% out of pocket. We've talked about some of the programs that are available for you to use the 0% out of pocket. You have your VA loan and you have your USDA loan. Of course, if you use your VA loan, you have to be a veteran or in the active duty status. And like we talked about in the previous episode, USDA loans are for specific suburban or rural areas that you are able to get 100% financing on. So now let's talk about down payment options. So let's start off with your FHA government program that does allow you to come in with as little as 3.5% down. There's also a conventional product that you are able to use that allows you to come in with a 3% down payment. Of course, there are certain income requirements and FICO requirements for this specific conventional program that allows you to come out of pocket with 3% down payment. So how much money should you put down on a house? This is a very interesting question because there is no one size fits all to this question, right? You have to look at your specific situation, where you're currently at. Can you afford the 20% down payment? Would it make more financial sense to put 5% down, 10% down, 15% down? This is something that you are going to need to consult with a loan officer like myself and your family so that you guys can come up with a game plan and say, okay, this is what makes sense for us. This is what we think we should do. Are you going to be in the house long term? Are you going to sell it after 2 years, 3 years? Does it make sense for you to put this large amount of down payment? If you want to take a look at certain down payment options, say a 5% option versus a 20% option, we strongly suggest that you reach out to your loan officer. If not, there are some awesome mortgage calculators online that you can use to determine, okay, if I put 20% down here versus 5%, the payment difference isn't all that great. So I think I'd rather have money in reserve and put the lower down payment. So these are things that you need to take into consideration. And by looking at the different down payment options, this will give you an idea of like, okay, I need to come in with 5% because it's only a $150 difference in the payment. The bottom line on how much you need for your house is you no longer need 20% down payment to buy a house. We've clearly stated that throughout this video. If you're stuck on, hey, I need this 20% down payment because that's what I've been taught, that's what I grew up thinking, get that out of your head because you no longer need 20% down payment, or you don't need 20% down payment to buy a house. Remember, we've talked about options as little as 3% and also as low as 0%, depending on the area that you're buying in and depending if you are a veteran. Guys, I hope that you found this video informative. If you have any questions in regards to should you put 20% down payment? Do I need X amount to buy a house? Please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to go over options. I'd be more than happy to discuss and connect you with a local professional in your area so that they can answer any questions more in detail as well. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please stay tuned for more. And once again, we appreciate you watching.